I was on the verge of missing the deadline with my biggest client yet, and that's when things took a turn for the worse. I realized that I had forgotten to white balance my clips properly when I shot them. But what does that even mean? That means the color of all my video footage is wrong and it doesn't look accurate. I'm going to show you why that matters and what you can do to fix it if it ever happens to you. You see, light comes in different colors. A candlelight is a different color than moonlight, and moonlight is a different color than daylight. They refer to these different colors as temperature. The candlelight being a warm temperature, while the moonlight is cold. Our eyes can adapt to these color changes in light automatically, but a camera needs to be told what color or temperature the light is. We set these temperatures by using the white balance setting on our camera. So when I sat down to edit my video, I realized that I had my white balance set to a cold temperature when it should have been set to a warmer daylight temperature. This resulted in all my footage looking blue. And although this is a major setback, it can be fixed, and I'm going to show you how in a minute. Cameras have a setting that automatically changes with the different temperatures of light. It's called auto white balance. And if I had set my camera on auto, this wouldn't have happened. But I don't use auto white balance, and you shouldn't either, because it will shift the balance of your colors as the lighting in your shot changes. If you're outside and you move from sunlight to shade, then your white balance will shift and it'll make your color grading much harder. I recommend you setting your color balance before you shoot your scene. It's really easy to do. You can do that by using a gray card. You can get one of these for about $6 to $10 on Amazon or B&H. Or you can even use something like a white bed sheet or a piece of fabric, or even a white piece of paper, as long as it's not reflective. Just set your white object or your gray card in the location where you're going to be filming, and then inside your camera come down to this custom white balance setting. Then put the circle over your white object or your gray card and hit the button to lock it in. Now you have a custom white balance that most accurately represents your scene. I shoot outside a lot during the day, so most of the time I'm going to use the daylight setting. If I don't use the daylight setting, then I'll come down here to this setting and I'll move it around until I get to the temperature that looks closest to what I'm seeing in real time, and I'll use that as my white balance. Now if you're in a situation like me and you forgot to balance properly before you got your shot, your colors could be all over the place. But it can be corrected in any video editing software, like Premiere Pro for example. Just be aware, this can take up a lot of extra time, so it's always best to set your white balance before you shoot so you don't have to rely on this method unless you really need to. So what you'll have to do is find the white balance settings and then find something that is true white in your scene. Then grab this little color picker eyedropper thing and select the white object. This will balance your shot, or it will at least get it close. If there's nothing white in your scene, you're going to have to grab these little sliders right here and move them back and forth until you find the correct white balance. And you're going to have to do all this with every shot. Adios, amigos.